Today I'm going to reveal my top 5 ugly Necron units. It's coming right up.
Necrons!
Nick speaking, and welcome to this video. Right, I've been asked quite often what are my favourite Necron units. Now, I've thought quite hard about this and I've made a list of my top 5 and my bottom 5 units. Today we're going to have a look at my top 5 ugly Necron units. Now, if you don't want to miss the next video where I show you my favourite Necron models, then please subscribe and hit the bell button so you don't miss an upload. Now, this list of course is just my personal preference, my personal opinion, so let me know what you think of it in the comments box below. Right, let's have a look at my 5th most ugliest Necron unit. Okay, so in 5th place is the Tombblade. Now, I know a lot of people like these models, they're a pretty new sculpt. However, no matter how much I try, I just can't get into them. What is going on with this model? Now, the driver seems to be looking through some sort of orb, like a periscope or something. Why can't he just use his eyes? Surely that orb isn't giving him more information than he can see with his own eyes. I mean, we are talking about Necrons there. He's actually plugged into the thing, so surely he should be able to get some internal sensors of what's going on if he needs any more information than actually physically being able to look at something. And then the guns, what is going on with the guns? I really don't like the guns here where they're mounted at the front, at the bottom. They just look, well, ugly. They don't look integrated into the model. And how does that model actually rest on the floor once it's finished hovering? I assume it can't hover forever. And even worse is the Tesla guns. They're actually at the back of the vehicle, which, to be fair, aesthetically probably looks a little bit better. However, that is so inconvenient and unpractical. I mean, when he wants to shoot, he's got to physically turn that thing around to get the gun on the side to actually be in range. He can't rotate the guns to shoot, otherwise he's going to shoot the front of the vehicle. I think the whole model design is just really bad. I'm not a fan of it, and I think they could have done better. So that's my 5th ugliest unit. Let's have a look at my 4th. Okay, so in 4th place is this guy, the Overlord with the Warsigh, which, to be fair, actually looks a really cool model. I have absolutely nothing against this model. He is awesome. However, he's made from fine cast, and that staff is very, very badly designed. I haven't seen one of these models without a broken Warsigh, either at the front or at the back, or even both. The design of this model, as I said, is awesome. However, knowing that you're going to make this thing out of fine cast, a very fragile material, why the hell have you designed it with a Warsigh like that? And if you are going to design it with a Warsigh like that, just give him a plastic arm with a plastic Warsigh. That would have done nicely. As I said, if you like this model, go ahead and buy it. It is a great looking model. My suggestion, seriously, is do not use that fine cast Warsigh. Exchange that and the arm for a plastic one, probably from the Catacomb Command Barge kit or something. So just because it's fine cast and it snaps so easily on that Warsigh, I've deemed it my 4th most ugliest model. Okay, so next up are the Flayed ones. I actually like Flayed ones as a unit. I've got 60 of the old metal models, and I was very excited to hear that they were going to do a new sculpt. Even more excited down to the fact that they made this new sculpt at a time when Flayed ones were really good in the game. However, my disappointment came very quickly. Not only with the actual sculpts, I'm not a fan of the actual models, which I'll talk about more in a minute, but also they were made from fine cast and they were very expensive. If you want a good amount of Flayed ones, which is generally advisable in game, you've got to spend quite a lot of money. And I know a lot of people are now just converting Necron warriors and making them into Flayed ones, and I can't blame them for that. Just have a look at some of these sculpts. I'm sure some of you like them, however, I just think they look terrible, especially compared to the old ones. I think the old sculpts were just so much better. So I was very disappointed in these. They could have been plastic, they could have been sculpted better. Just my opinion, but Flayed ones for me made it into my ugliest model list. Okay, so in second place is Trajan the Infinite. I really do not like this model. Now I know from the fluff point of view he's supposed to have like the weight of the world upon his shoulders. He's got some very cool details on his model. His staff is actually pretty good. He's got the Aldar rune on there. You know, overall everything looks pretty cool, except I really hate the old man pose. What is going on with this model? Putting aside the fact that it's Finecast, which I have a personal hatred for. I do not ever buy any Finecast models, but putting that aside, the sculpt, I just don't like it. Why is a Necron stooping over like that? Even if he was a really old Necron, why is he stooping over like an old man? He might be rusty, he might have some broken parts, but he'd still be standing up straight. He's a Necron after all. I really don't like this pose. As I said, I know a lot of you do. In actual fact, I think a lot of you will like my number one choice of ugliest model. So, let's have a look and see what it is. Right, here you go guys. This is my least favourite model in the Necron range, and Rakur the Traveller. Now I know a lot of you actually like this guy, and to be fair, he does look pretty cool in some areas. I mean, his staff is really cool. He's got those orbs all around his body, which is pretty cool. But then he's wearing a skirt. What the hell GW is that all about? I really hate that skirt that he's got on, his tabard, or whatever you want to call it. I think it's atrocious. Just looking at the back of him, you can see he's got a skirt on. I think the model is terrible. I really don't like this guy. His pose is okay. I love the top half of that model, but I really don't like the bottom half, and for me it spoils the model. Not only that, it's made of Finecast. So I'll never be buying this guy. I might convert him up, or hopefully one day he's re-released in plastic, and hopefully he's not wearing a metal skirt. Okay, so there you go. That was my fun look at my top 5 ugliest models. I really hope you enjoyed that. Next week I'll be looking at my top 5 favourite models, so make sure you come back for that. And if you're not subscribed yet, start now. Hit the Idic beer icon. And if you want to see more Necron videos from me, then check out those 2 videos just there. Beam me up!